And welcome to halftime here, 20-18. Itawamba on top of the Wildcats, joined now by Gavin Schmidt. Gavin, the newly appointed pitching coach for the Wildcat baseball team. Gavin, first and foremost, congratulations. I know you've been here since the fall, but some circumstances changes. You were in the right place, and you were definitely the right guy for the job of your experience. And welcome to Pearl River.
I appreciate it.
Well, just a little bit.
I appreciate it. It's been awesome being here. It's similar to the last place I was at. It just has that home feel to it. Great people, a lot of people in the town that care about the school, and it just makes for a great place to work.
You're a South Mississippi product. Let's kind of talk about your exposure to baseball growing up and where you were at before you came to Pearl River.
Yeah, so I'm from Biloxi. Take a lot of pride in being from Biloxi. It's a beautiful place. It's been a little snowy, which is new. It's the first time in my life growing up in South Mississippi we've had snow, which is crazy. But I'm happy to be closer to home. After high school, I went to Biloxi High. Went off to Mississippi State to work for Coach Lamonis and staff, kind of as a bullpen catcher, and just showing up every day trying to help people get better. And, they kept me around as a graduate assistant after to work on the pitching side and with analytics and stuff, and kind of found my way here after working for some good people.
You were there at a time when the Wildcats were working on their run. The Bulldogs wanted, the Wildcats wanted next year. But, man, talk about that experience, being a part of that, getting the chance to be part of Mississippi State when they made some history there.
And it's special. It's really just the people. That's the most special part about it. And that's kind of what I tell our guys. It's the better you are, it's awesome, but the things you accomplish are along the way. You never forget that. Our national championship group chat for Mississippi State, it still pops off every week with somebody will send something and just bringing something up from the past or what they're doing now in life, which is really cool. Some guys have kids, some guys are coaching, some guys are still playing, some guys are just my roommate. One of my roommates, he's an accountant now in Nashville, and he's killing it, and he's just very successful. So it's all about the people that makes it special.
Let's talk about the journey here to Pearl River. When you and Coach Avalon had that first conversation about you coming to Pearl River, just kind of walk us through that. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, so it all kind of hit me when we were in our regional in Charlottesville, Virginia, and the last out's made, and it's kind of, you get scared. You're like, man, I've been at Mississippi State for 6 years, and I know that my time's up, finished my master's degree, and it's just the uncertainty of where I'm going to go. And, I applied to some jobs, and I had some things lined up that fell through, just the coaching changes around the country, and just sticking with the plan. And Coach Lamonis called me one day, and he said, hey, I just got off the phone with Michael Avalon. He's looking for an assistant coach. I said, tell him I'm in. I'll be in Poplarville whenever he needs me to be there. And so it's special, and this is exactly where I want to be,
You got here in the fall. Of course, some things changed. Coach Pennington had the opportunity to go work with the Bananas, and, you were promoted in that position. But even before that, you were heavily involved in this pitching staff. Of course, you talked about the role you had at Mississippi State. Coach Avalon and I've talked about that. Your exposure there and then your exposure to a fall here with he and Coach Penny got you ready for this job.
Yeah, for sure. Me and Penny's desks were next to each other, and we talked a lot of pitching after practice and before practice, and he'd get me to come look at things just because he knew that's kind of what I enjoyed, what my experience was in. And from a hitting side, when I was helping Coach Lott in the fall, I wasn't really used to being around hitters a whole lot, so I would kind of give him, be like, look, if I was calling pitches against this guy, I would probably throw this because I don't think he could get to this spot or whatever. So that was kind of my help on the offensive side, but I'm definitely a lot more comfortable back on the pitching side and being somewhere where I'm used to working in.
You're also running the weight program. What's it been like? You're working heavily in the weight program, I should say. What's it been like overall just coming to Pearl River? Y'all went and played last week down over in Beaumont, but you fixed to open the season up next week. But just what's it been like for you personally, being back South Mississippi, being back around this level of baseball? Because, this is like the SEC of junior college baseball in this conference.
Yeah, I think we see it tonight in this women's game. It's a 20-18 game in the first half. This league's very competitive. It's very good in all sports. You saw it in football. I know our softball team's really good. I've kind of seen them practice a little bit. Men's basketball, I think Itawamba's only lost 2 games coming in here tonight. We've only lost maybe 1 or 2, but 3. But it's so competitive. It's a special league. It's very similar to the SEC in that aspect of every game's a tough game. You have to treat every game the same, but it ultimately prepares the players and it prepares you for the postseason to try to win championships.
What's it like working for Avalon?
I love it. He's a great dude. You know, he really cares about this place, and that's something that's very important to me, is being somewhere where the head coach really cares about the program and getting the right people in and recruiting the right players and having the right staff and just being all in on it. That's been very important to me.
Of course, one of the things Avalon prides himself on here and the administration does are the facilities. The Dub is good as anywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little mini Dewey Noble field. I heard Brad cooks in right field, so I'm going to have to go get some food from him. I'm used to being the bullpen coach at Mississippi State. I get fed about every fifth inning of every home game, so I'm going to need to maybe take a mound visit and wander out to right field so I could get my fifth inning snack from Brad.
So your thoughts on your staff some more? A lot of live arms on this staff.
There are. You know, the most impressive part is how hard they've worked. A lot of them are very committed to working. You know, we've seen a lot of growth so far. You know, there were some guys that had things to work on that I identified pretty quick, and they've been getting right after it, which has been nice to see. We got a long way to go, though, and it's a long season, but my message to our guys is just to keep working to try to be the best version of themselves every day. That's all we can really ask for.
Well, we're tickled you're here, and old Biloxi Indian doesn't turn Wildcat on us.
Yeah.
Gavin Schmidt, looking forward to it.
I appreciate it.
We're